Now I love soup, but it does sometimes get a bit of a bad reputation. Now don't get me wrong, I love a classic, but I fancy a bit of a twist. I'm going to show you how to make a parsnip, apple and chestnut soup. Perfect for this time of year and using just a few staples that are very easy to get hold of. And to go with that, I'm going to show you how to make the most easy bread you will ever cook in your life. No proving, no yeast, just a little bit of baking powder and an hour in the oven. So watch this recipe and I'll show you exactly how I do it.
You will need 4 parsnips, 1 white onion, 1 stick of celery, 1 leek, 2 eating apples, something like a Braeburn or a russet would be perfect, 3 cloves of garlic, 2 sprigs of thyme, 50 grams of cooked chestnuts, 2 tablespoons of rapeseed oil or any other flavourless oil, 25 grams of unsalted butter, 1 litre of chicken stock or vegetable stock, and about 200 millilitres of whole milk. What you need to do first is chop all your vegetables. Now it really doesn't matter how you do this, just make sure that you chop them all around the same size so they cook at exactly the same time. Add the oil to the pan along with the butter and turn the heat to medium. Add in your onion, leek, celery, garlic and your parsnip along with a few sprigs of thyme, season with salt and pepper and allow this all to cook for around 10 minutes with the lid on. Once the vegetables have had about 10 minutes cooking in the pan, you can add in your chopped apple and your chestnuts. Cover with the stock and the milk and make sure that all the vegetables are completely covered. Place the lid back on and cook for 20 minutes until everything is very soft. Turn off the heat and allow it to cool ever so slightly before blending. I like my soup to be really super smooth, so make sure that you blend it well enough to make sure there's no lumps left at all. Add a little bit more stock if you feel your mixture is a little bit too thick. I like to garnish mine with a little bit of chopped chestnut and some apple and served with some nice crunchy bread. Speaking of bread, this is definitely the easiest bread recipe you'll ever make. You will need 250 grams of strong plain white flour, 250 grams of wholemeal self-raising flour, 300 millilitres of buttermilk, 100 millilitres of whole milk, 1 large teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, about 50 grams of strong cheddar cheese and 2 teaspoons of caraway seeds. Preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius or 180 degrees if using a fan. Place all your dry ingredients into a mixing bowl and combine well. Now make a well in the centre and gradually add your buttermilk. Use your hands to combine well until the mixture forms a dough. Once your mixture has formed a dough, turn it out onto the work surface and knead it for about 30 seconds, but don't overwork it. Transfer the dough onto your floured baking tray and dust generously with more flour. I like to use wholemeal for this, but white will work just as well. Score the top of the bread with a large cross and place straight into a hot oven. It's important to cook the bread as soon as you can, while the baking powder is still active. Cook the bread for about 45 minutes. Turn the tray once as it bakes. Slice into nice thick slices and serve with your parsnip, apple and chestnut soup. Perfect to grace any table at this festive time of year. Enjoy!